Good morning, Ms. Conradi. My name is Billy Justiniston, and this is my physics project. We had to do a project about electromagnetism, which is not an easy subject, but we had to build an electric motor. Sounds simple, doesn't it? Well, it is simple. The hard part is still coming. And then we had to answer the question. Yeah, there's the catch. The question. We had to answer the question, what the changes will affect on the outcome of the motor. So, for example, if I increase the voltage, what will happen to the spinning? Will it increase in speed? But first, I'll have to inform you on the safety. Number 1, wear safety glasses. Just be safe, because this machine is spinning at high speeds. There's always a chance that it will slip out of the socket. And then, maybe, just maybe if you're very unlucky, it will fly into your eye. But, just for safety reasons, wear goggles and, I don't know, don't go blind. Number 2, keep away from children. As it is a choking hazard and it has small parts, try to keep it away from children so they don't choke on it. Number 3, don't put too much power into it. As it sounds cool or interesting, do not put too high voltage into your motor. Do not use a battery over 1.5 volts, or you can, but I would not advise it, as it could lead to overheating, fires, or too fast spinning, and then flying into your eye. But you're wearing glasses, so you'll be fine. The experiment is basically building a motor, which is simple. You just need the parts and the brains at the parts, and then just apply it. Use some Google and voila, you've got the motor. But the question, to answer the question, you really need to think. You need to think about all the variables and what they affect.
This is why you wear glasses.
What are the variables, you ask? That's what I'm here for. I could only think of 3. Voltage, current, and friction. Voltage is the pressure from the power source, pushing the electrons through a conducting loop, allowing it to do things like lighting bulb or spinning a coil. We use a battery of 1.5 volts. This is a D battery, the thick one. Current. Current is measured in amperes. Current is a stream of charged particles going through an electrical conductor. Charged particles can be electrons or ions. So basically, the current is the electric stream. And friction. Friction is measured in newtons. Friction is the force between two surfaces sliding together. They slide in 2 different directions, so against each other. And this causes them to heat up and slow down. The friction should be less, as the coil needs space to spin. If there's less friction, the coil will spin faster. The goal of the experiment is to understand the electrical motor. As you have the actual electrical motor in front of you, it is much easier to understand the physics of it, because electromagnetism is very difficult to imagine as you cannot see it. But with an electric motor, it is easier to imagine. Now that you understand what's happening, predict what will happen. Predict what the changes will affect on the motor. For example, if you increase the voltage, what will happen? Or if you get a stronger magnet, what will happen? That is what we need to do. We need to find out what will happen if you make these little changes. Now, I will be showing you a video of my simple electric motor while it's spinning. So everything hangs on a magnetic field. Why? This is because of the basic rules of magnetic.
It takes a while till it really spins correctly, but once it spins, it
the magnet
spins
will attract
fast.
the opposite side of a coil and repel the like side, so this will cause a spinning motion. The stronger the magnet is, or when it changes direction, will obviously affect on the coil. In conclusion, any changes in the magnet will have a change in the electric motor. As it controls everything, it controls the way it spins, how fast it spins, what direction it spins. So if it's changed, it will obviously have a change on the motor to improve the experiment. So I think to improve the experiment, you have to be sure to have all the right materials. Otherwise you have to struggle, and struggling is not good. So be sure to have all the right materials, and you don't have to struggle. The last thing I would recommend is to write everything down. Record everything on a paper, even if it's just unneat notes. Recording it will help you understand it, remember it, and use it later to answer questions.